Let's talk about healing, baby. Let's talk about healing, baby. Let's talk about healing, baby. Let's talk about healing. Let's talk about healing, baby. Let's talk about healing, baby. Let's talk about healing, baby. Let's talk about healing. Let's talk about healing, baby. Let's talk about healing, baby. Let's talk about healing, baby. Let's talk about healing. Let's talk about healing, baby. Let's talk about healing, baby. Let's talk about healing, baby. Let's talk about healing. Let's talk about healing, baby. Let's talk about healing, baby. Let's talk about healing, baby. Let's talk about healing. Let's talk about healing, baby. Let's talk about healing, baby. Let's talk about healing, baby. Let's talk about healing. Hello, hello, hello. This is your girl, Felicia Lynette Refocus, and this is Let's Talk About Healing. We got another hot topic for you tonight. We're getting ready to get on into it. Are you all ready? It's time to talk about healing. Grab your partners, tell them to come on, and let's get this together. Y'all ready? Let's get into it. Hello, 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 everybody and everybody. Hello, this is your girl, Felicia Lynette Refocus in the house, and it is time to Let's Talk About Healing. Y'all ready? I am super stoked. I got a wonderful co-host coming on, joining me tonight. Before we get on into our topic and bringing on the co-host, y'all know, let me go ahead and do a few little things and get them out of the way. Y'all listen, do me a favor. Now, y'all know, like, tag, and share this, right? And then let me know what city and state that you're listening from. Put it in the comments. Hey, that's your girl Felicia Lynette Refocus, and I am in Mississippi. Just let me know, because we're trying to track our footprint so we can make some traction in other areas. All right. So let me go ahead on and get the things out of the way that I need to get out of the way before I bring my great co-host on tonight. Y'all see, I'm in this Refocus t-shirt, and this is I always get this confused. This is a women's fitted t-shirt. And I am wearing a medium. They're pretty good on the stretch. So, but listen, if you haven't ordered yours already, what you waiting on? It's gonna be on the website next week. So y'all already know. You won't even have to go through me for me to send you a link. It's gonna be uplifted right there. And then don't forget, we have great coffee mugs. I have a coffee mug tumbler that's just like our tumbler here, and they have the Refocus on the front. And then on the back, they say, go on and get you some healing. I believe I will. Both of these come in this one come in two different sizes. And this one come in two different sizes. And my shirts go all the way up from a small to a 3X, whether it's the fitted or I also have the unisex. All right, we're ready to get on into this topic. Oh, wait, what am I talking about? Have y'all ordered y'all book? What y'all waiting on? Like, if y'all have not ordered this book, by the time we get off this live, y'all need to do that. Go to www.felicialynette.net, www.felicialynette.net. I'm ready to get on into this topic on tonight. You guys, it's another hot topic. Are y'all ready? Let me bring my co-host on this screen right here. I got joining me right here in the house, Saquana. Y'all say hello to my girl, Saquana. AKA, she also has a podcast, Saquana Real. Quanta Really Talks, and it's one of those hot topic type of podcast where you come on. It is good to stir your interest and get you brewing, and she just spills the tea, and it's a great platform. She also has a candle line. Y'all, I'm gonna put all of her links in the comments by the time this is over, because I need y'all to connect with her and support her, because we support each other. Right now, y'all already know, every time we say go and get you some healing, what y'all gonna put in them comments? Y'all put it on in there. I believe I will. Every time we put it in the comments, go and get you some healing. Just type I believe I will. So Quanta, how you doing on tonight?
I'm doing good. How about you?
I am so good. It's good to have you here. I'm happy to have you on this platform. We've been talking about this for a minute, and y'all know she does a lot of things. She's also in the military. Y'all thank her for her service, for serving our country. She's a truck driver sometimes. The girl is busy. Along with building her own brand, she's a preacher, and that's how I met her. I met her sometime in December 2020, I believe. And I came to the church and she was preaching the sermon there. My first time hearing her, and something in her connected with something in me. And we're going to leave that right there. And we've been building on this connection ever since. All right. What y'all drinking on tonight? What y'all drinking? Because your girl got a nice little glass of wine. Y'all know every time I say something hot and topic, I'm just going to grab this little glass right here and just sip on it like Kermit be sipping on his tea. I'm just going to sip on it. Or every time Saquanda say something, we going to just sip on our little drink and we just going to have ourselves a good old time. Before I go over our topic, let me say hello to a few people. Hello, Angela. Hello, Demetrius. Hello, Patricia. Hello, everybody that will be joining. Hello, LaDonna. Hello, Michael. Hello, Nicholas. Thank y'all for joining. Don't forget to like, tag, and share. Let me know what area you're listening to, because how I'm supposed to know what cities and I want to come to if y'all don't tell me that where y'all from, right? All right, listen, tonight we are talking about let your no's be your no's and don't let your yeses give you stress. And I'm gonna tell you, Saquana, when I was listening, and I'm gonna turn you loose in a minute and let you talk and tell why I actually have you here. But when I was listening earlier this week at Pastor Gaillard, I may not be pronouncing his name wrong, Gaillard, something like that. But he had got in his platform in his pulpit at church, and he decided that he was taking March off, and he said a few good things of why he was taking March off and how difficult of a decision. He's been pastoring for 22 years. He's been working since he was 14. I think he's now like 57. And those are hard tasks, hard things to do, or make the decision to step away from something you truly love, right? But in this season, I've seen so many pastors deciding to step back, to pull back, not do as much. He made a statement that said, healing from your wounds and not from your scars. Because if you stand in a pulpit, or if you stand in a service, or if you stand to lead an organization, and if you're not healed and speaking from a place where you can just talk about the scar, because the scar being there doesn't mean it's still causing you pain. But if the wound is still there, it's still causing you pain, and you end up inflicting hurt onto others. And so I want to talk about that and be as real as we can get with this topic, because sometimes you have to back out of situations, whether it be jobs, sometimes family, sometimes people's relationships, whatever the case may be. You have to back out and say, this no longer serves me. And if the Bible says, I know, look, and I always got to say this, y'all. We're gonna get to the point one day I'm not gonna have to preface this. This ain't church, but y'all know I'm a preacher, right? And Saquanda's a preacher, so we can't help it every now and then if we throw a little scripture in there, right? But the Bible says that the blessings of the Lord maketh rich, add no sorrow. It shouldn't add sorrow to anybody. So if you're giving yourself away to others and you're still miserable behind it, or it's causing you pain behind it, listen, it ain't a blessing, baby. Listen, y'all better go and get y'all some healing. I mean, do it today, because ain't no need of walking on trying to be everything for everybody else, and you are miserable at completing for yourself. So, Quan, I'm turning it right on over to you at that moment.
Yes. Okay. So the fact that you said it should not bring sorrow, like, hit me, right? Because I was at a prior job, working with this company, and I felt like, yeah, it was all good. I was making great money, had great benefits, and all that. But the amount of time and the amount of time was taken away from my personal life, from my fiance at the time, from me just enjoying myself being a 23-year-old at the time. Like, I just felt like I was not even living. I felt like I was just working, and something in me, and even, like she said, I'm a preacher, so I may throw a little something in there, but like, God was also telling me, like, is this serving you? Was this something that you chose for yourself? Was this something that I chose for you to do? Right. And so when I sat down and started looking at it, I was just like, well, I'm not happy. I don't get to spend time with men. I only see him one day out the week. I don't even get to do the activities and the fun things that I feel like a 23-year-old should be doing. So it was time for me to step away. Yeah. And at first I was like, y'all ain't telling y'all to do this. Because at first I was like, no, I'm going to give them a good 2 weeks notice and stuff like that because I want them to be okay. But I started thinking about, in them 2 weeks, how my mental health started to just decline. And I had to tell myself, Saquana, we can't sit here for 2 weeks and your mental health declines worse than it already is. Just like they found you and they sought you out and you were good to go. They were going to do that for somebody else. So I had to really take a step back and say, you know what? As much as I would like to give y'all a 2 weeks, I know y'all find somebody within 2 weeks anyway. And so I'm just going to go ahead and end this so that I can find happiness and I can dig deep into who I am, because I've been feeling like I was working for everybody else, doing for everybody else, serving everybody else, but I was becoming empty. I was not, because like nobody else was pouring into me. I couldn't even make it to church, hang out with my friends to get you. So I had to take a step back and say, well, baby, it's time for me to take it on, back to the house, and figure out myself and figure out what is triggering my mental health, what's triggering my heart, what's triggering me to just not feel the best that I can feel, not be served in the best manner that I can be served. So I went in and had to say, all right, I appreciated it. Thank you so much. The money was great. The benefits was great. But hey, God provided all that later on, so I'm not really too upset over it. I went on about my way.
So, you know, it's so tripped out that you use the job analogy, because I pride myself in giving everybody a 2 weeks notice, right? I mean, I was working, I was managing regions, and I was there, and something had happened, and mentally it was draining me every single day. And the top big bosses, they had sent this little nasty email telling me I needed to do this and I better do that. And they were really talking down on me. And they said, well, let us know by the end of Friday what you're going to do. And I said, God, I don't know, no job deserved to be putting your people down. And I don't think you should have to belittle yourself. Anything that messes with your mental stability, I don't care what it is, you need to figure out how to remove that or remove yourself from that. If you can't remove that from your life, then you need to remove yourself from that. And I think by the time the end of the day happened, they told me that I need to tell them what was going to happen. What I told them was in a nice little email that effectively that day I was given my notice and I was turning in my keys. I had never been in a position where anybody had messed with me mentally the way that place had messed with me. And the one thing that I can say is when you go through things and you deal with things, you got to make up your mind that you matter. You got to make up your mind that you can't always give to everything and everybody else, and nothing is pouring back into you. You said that, like I was doing this, I was doing, and nothing was given back to me. I made that post yesterday. You cannot pour from an empty cup. You got to take care of yourself. If you never get your empty cup filled back up, how do you pour into the lives of other people? How do you give to other people? And we're preachers, so there's always something of us that people are expecting or people are coming. I have to even turn off my radar, my prophetic gift, because I was getting people calling me in the middle of the night saying, what is the Lord saying? Listen, you don't know, because your relationship should tell you what God is saying. I was getting preachers that would never invite me to preach in their pulpit. I kid you not, because I was a woman. But they would call me late nights on Fridays and Saturdays and ask me what the Lord was saying, until I got smart enough to say, I don't know what God is saying. You need to figure out what God is saying yourself. Why do we allow people to take so much from us, but yet not deposit into us when it's time?
Do you feel like, from what you said, do you feel like sometimes we have kind of been conditioned to serve everybody else before we serve ourselves? Because I feel like from growing up, it's like, oh, you're taught, okay, you gotta do this for these people, you gotta do this for these people, you gotta do this for these people. But I've never really heard, okay, did you take the time for yourself today to do something for yourself, to fuel yourself back up? Did you pour into yourself? Did you find something that you truly like to do? Did you enjoy just being outside if you want to be outside for some hours and turn your phone off and not be bothered? I feel like it's kind of been conditioned as kids. We supposed to serve everybody else, but what about us?
I think it goes way back before kids. This is probably gonna touch on a few toes, but I don't care. Y'all know how I am over here, because I better go get y'all some healing. All right, listen. I think that we've been conditioned way before as us being kids. It goes back to slavery. Think about it. Those folks got up early in the morning and they didn't get done until the sun went down, just enough time to go in and take care of their families and eat, or take care of master's families and do whatever they're gonna do for them. And then the little bit of time left over, they were able to do, it was time to go to sleep and do it all over again. We've been conditioned to do this way before the beginning of time, and it's a shame, because there are other countries that don't do this. I want to say, I think, don't quote me, I don't know but I know it's another country, but I want to say it's Japan. At lunchtime, they close down for like 2 hours to allow families to go and have lunch with their families. Like, who came up with this? We got to work 5 days and be off 2. That's crazy. That is absolutely crazy. That is not balance. And we are damaging ourselves mentally. People are being drained. No, and it's not even surprising that when the pandemic hit, that people were just started losing it, because they already didn't know how to do self-care. And now here we got to manage the pandemic when I haven't been already taking care of myself. It's absolutely crazy. Like, where does that, why do we do that?
That's a real good question. That's something that I, for the past few months, have really had to sit down and I'm working through. So, because I'm like, all right, I took a step back there and I'm learning to put boundaries up in different places for myself. It's like now that I kind of put those boundaries up, I'm looking at myself like, hey, so what you like to do?
Yeah.
And like, I have no idea what I like to do. And so I just figured out a few weeks ago, like, I left the books alone, but like, I love to read. Like, I enjoy picking up a good book, a good humorous book. Child, it be a book talking about, she did this on this side of town and all that kind of stuff. Like, I love it. That's why I have to go ahead and purchase my situation book. So y'all purchase it, go ahead and purchase it tonight, right now. But like, I love to read, and then I figured out, like, I love just sitting outside and listening to nature. I like to put my phone away, turn my ringer off, and live in the house while I truly sit outside. But I didn't realize that I enjoyed doing these things so much, because I have been working for everybody else, doing for everybody else, but I forgot about myself. I forgot about what truly made me happy, what I like to slide on the ground. I like to have a glass of wine, and like just small stuff that you don't realize that you like to do. I'm truly learning right now as a 24-year-old what I like to do, what I love to do. And just how my mental was last year at the end of December to where it is now, I'm like, wow. If I would have known this, if I would have had groups like this, like the Refocus group, if I would have had people who thought like me, who are on the same path in the sense of like healing ourselves from past hurts, traumas, and pains, maybe at 24 I would be in a way different space than I am right now.
But you're in good space though, Saquana. You're 24. I am 53, and a lot of us that have been on a healing journey often say, if I had like there was no Refocus when I was going through my healing journey. Like, there was no roadmap. There was nobody in front of me saying, hey, this is how I overcame. We hear in church a lot of times that you don't need no therapy. All you need to do is come to the altar, come to Jesus, get your life to Jesus. Everything's going to be all right. And that is the furthest thing from the truth. It ain't. And we have to have somebody to talk to, or else we go home and drive ourselves crazy. I remember being in the pulpit, preaching hard, singing hard, working hard in church, and going home miserable because I didn't have a release. I didn't have anybody to give that to. There was no Refocus. There was no life coach. I got 2 life coaches right now. I'm paying them one of them, y'all. Don't go tell them I said that, but I love them dearly. But they just take my calls. They are my best friends, so but there was nobody sitting before me that said, listen, this is what you're going to have to do to get over that. Or I was figuring out stuff on my own. At 24, baby, you in good place. So which brings me to my point of why I've asked Saquana to be on the show today, because she is a young adult that has experienced journeys, and her mindset at this age to say, I may not have all the answers, but I know that ain't good for me. And to have that mindset to say, I'm going to walk away from it at this age, listen, most of us adults are still fighting those things, older adults rather, are still fighting those type of things to try to figure out, should I do this or should I not do this? Should I stay or should I not stay? When you've already conquered, nope, I've seen how these kind of things do to other people, and I'm not going to let what it did to them do it to me. I'm just going to remove myself. Baby, kudos to you, because a lot of us are still trying to figure those things out. I mean, hard trying to figure it out.
So, yes. I think that is one thing my mom truly say, I'm a risk taker. Maybe I've been a risk taker from birth, I don't know. But like in my young adult ages, I'm just kind of like, well, if it's not good for me, if I feel like my mental health is on the decline, and that's something I struggle with personally. So it's like, okay, well, I don't see nobody giving me nothing else, or they ain't making me feel this way, so why am I going to give over? So I'll just be like, nowadays, well, something else come along, or if I done figured it out this far, I'm going to figure it out then. God's going to also give me something else, so I think I'm learning to not be afraid.
Yeah.
Because if I never take the risk of doing it now, I'm going to be always thinking, what if later on?
Yeah.
And I guess I just don't want to think about what if I would have done it 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
In 2 years, I'm still in the same place, but I could have been just left and went on. And so I'm taking a risk. If they don't like it, well, they can go somewhere else. I'm going to keep on saying no. I'm going to keep on setting up boundaries. And we have to truly set up boundaries, especially now. And it goes to even not just my generation, but generations younger than me. Kids setting up the boundaries to say, hey, that doesn't look right to me. That doesn't feel right to me.
Yeah.
They got to do that. We need to learn how to be okay with that. And say, let them. They can also make decisions to say if it's good for them or not to.
Yeah.
With good reason.
Yeah. But I mean, it's people. There are people that are watching us, and we do have to be mindful that there is a generation that's watching us, right? Mm-hmm. But we also have to be mindful that it's still about us.
Yeah.
And if we don't let that sink in, it's still about us. It's still about us being happy. I can say probably at 53, almost all of my adult life until this year, right? Well, last year, but until the middle of last year was about everybody else. How I was going to make this person happy. How I was going to make that person happy. I remember the very first time, and y'all get this in my book because I've been married more than once, right? But I remember the very first time I got married, I was 21. I did it to get out of my mama's house. And I remember standing in the threshold of the door saying, would I look like a runaway bride if I ran right now? Because I knew I shouldn't have been doing it. But then I said, but all these people are here. What they going to say? How they going to look at me? How they going to talk about me? You just spent your last money on this dress. What's going to happen? So I was more concerned with what everybody else felt rather than how what I felt was best for me at that time. Pastor Gaillard said that he was in a position and he was asking God, that saying the critics won't shut up, but the supporters won't stand up. You can be in a position doing something, trying to live your best stuff thizzle, live your best life, and you got people on one hand dogging you out, talking about you, but then on this side you got everybody that supports you won't even stand up and say, yes, she's making the best decision for her life, and yes, I have her back. Instead, they'll jump on the bandwagon with those that support. And I ain't saying you dotting every I, crossing every T. I'm not saying you're doing everything right. You probably made some mistakes. You probably did some of the stuff they said you did. You probably did not do some of the stuff that you should have done. I'm not saying that, but where does the support go when that says, I got your back? I oftentimes say this, y'all. The church sometimes, y'all make sure I say that, okay, can sometimes be the biggest hypocrites, because we will stand in church and preach God delivered Moses and he was a murderer. He loved Abraham and he was a liar. David was the apple of his eye and he was a murderer and an adulterer. And if God can use them in all they mess, he can use me. But the minute somebody stand before y'all and look like David, Moses, and Abraham, baby, y'all cutting them off at the hip. I'm just going to tell it like it is, and I don't even care. That's what I'm saying. Listen, y'all better go and get y'all some healing and stop making other people live in a way that God never intended. All these rules that we come up with, that it ain't even in the Bible. I'm gonna drink on that one.
Let me go ahead with you on that one.
Okay.
Because that's very, very true.
Because what we doing?
Very.
Y'all better get y'all some healing. Listen, your girl has. I have gotten on a plane that I feel like it don't even matter what anybody else says anymore, because once I allow God to heal my mind, God healed my mind, then I got free from people and their thoughts and their opinions and what they felt about me. It didn't even matter. This was all about Felicia's life now. And at 53, I get to live my life the way I want to live my life, free from the opinion of other people. You got to not allow, and when you mean something, say no. It's okay. You can't let your yeses make them stress you out. Don't do that. Don't do that. When you want to say no, just say no. So Quan, I'm gonna turn that over to you, because I think you made a point right when we were opening up on that say no part.
Oh yeah. At the end of the day, if you feel you need to do it for you, everybody else doesn't matter.
Yeah.
And I say that, and you mentioned the point just a moment ago about you finally got healed so much that you didn't even worry about what everybody else thought.
Mm-hmm.
And even in my no being my no, I was still worried about what other people thought. And now I am learning, who cares? Because at the end of the day, I look back over my life and say, this is what I've been through. This is my story. This is my experience. This is my truth.
Yeah.
And if it's going to make me be better and walk in my purpose, honestly, why do I care?
Mm-hmm.
And even though, and I will say, sometimes it is so hard to say no. Because we think, oh, I'm going to let this person down, or like you said, then we bring it back to everybody else, but we forget ourselves in that moment. It's like we've been thinking no this whole time.
Uh-huh.
But now, even in our no, we start thinking about somebody else. Mm-hmm. And we have to take that little thing back. Take it back and get that power back of saying, it's my no.
Yeah.
And my no doesn't have anybody else attached to it. If they want to try to be attached to it, they better attach to their own no and get gone. But I gotta take my no back, and I gotta take the power of my no back. And I didn't know the power of no until recently.
Yeah.
And even in my no then, my no was still attached to people. And I had to realize I don't want my no to be attached to nobody else. I don't want any boundaries that I set to be attached to anybody. When I finally say I'm done, I'm through, it's a no-go. Mm-hmm. Oh, baby, it's a no-go. And if you feel some type of way, we're just gonna have to deal with you yourself in that mirror, because I don't have time for you no more. Like, it's time for me to do my thing, because my nose means something. My nose have power, and now I'm starting to give myself a yes. Yes, Laquana, you can do this. Yes, Laquana, you are this. Yes, Laquana, it's time for you to make these decisions for you. So even in my power of no, I now have this overwhelming sense of yes. Like, yes, girl, you done did this. Yes, girl, who cares what the whole thing? Because anyway, they got topics in the group, so who cares?
Yeah.
But like, I really am learning the power of no. And even if I hurt somebody's feelings, that's okay. Because they'll either get over it and understand, but they won't get over it, and they still gonna be okay. I'm still gonna go about my business.
Yeah.
But it's time for me to take my no back and use it as a true no.
Yeah.
So that's right.
That's good. I think a no to everybody else is a yes to you. A no, telling everybody else no is a yes to you, because now you're saying yes to yourself. You're saying yes to the things that you want to finally do in life. I can guarantee you that most people listening today cannot say that they actually know what they really want to do. Like, you've been so conditioned to doing things the way that you've been doing things, working because you got to pay your bills, or taking care of your kids because maybe you had them early, or maybe you didn't have them early but you still got to take care of them, or taking care of the dogs, or taking care of the husband, cleaning up the house a certain way, getting up at a certain time. You're so conditioned to doing things a certain way that you don't even realize that that's not even what you want. That ain't even what you want to do. You want to do, maybe you want to, I think I just realized for the first time this year, I took my very first vacation by myself. And I realized, man, I like that. I was so conditioned, Saquanda, to feeling like I had to have the crowd around me. I had to have somebody to go on vacation with me because I wouldn't be able to enjoy these things. Man, I booked comedy shows. I booked things, and I was just in there, and I was in the comedy show sitting with two couples at the table, and I'm sitting there by myself, and I was just like, all laughing by myself and not even realizing, like, before I wouldn't have done that. I would have been so, the introverted me just would have been like, that was cute, that was funny. Mm-hmm. But no, now this me has so much joy, and it's not bottled up in somebody else or the presence of somebody else or the opinion of somebody else. And until we figure out letting our no's be no's and our yeses be yeses and making it win for us, we don't have a healthy life. You don't have a healthy life if you cannot honestly say, and that, y'all, for real, I really had to, because sometimes you want to support everybody, and I mean, yeah. And I ain't saying this to any of y'all that's coming to my book signing on Saturday. I want to see you there. Y'all, I'm petty. I'm sorry. Okay, let me get back. Okay. Sometimes we want to support everybody, and so sometimes I'll say, yes, I'm gonna be there. Yes, I'm gonna be at your party. Yes, I'm gonna be at your dinner. Yes, I'm gonna be at your celebration. Then all of a sudden, the day come, I'm like, I really don't feel like it. And I have to make sure that I check myself to say, then do what you feel best. Because if it's making me feel like, oh my God, and it's putting me in a box, and it's making me feel anything of old that I once felt, it ain't healthy for me. Yeah. So I got to make sure that I'm in a position to have a mental freedom to do what I want to do that's best for me.
Mm-hmm. If you don't, we looking crazy. We sitting at the party just on our phone.
Right. Because I've done that. I will go because I want to be there, and I'll sit in the back, and I will be so antisocial that people think I'm stuck up, and I ain't that. I ain't supposed to be here, but I just wanted to show my face. And I'm driven like miles and miles to go and be this kind of supporter. Just go sit there and be like,
and be like
miserable.
Like
when it's gonna be over. Oh yeah, I'm good for that. Text me in about 15 minutes and tell me. Yeah, I'm sorry. Anybody that ever did no, I'm not, because I shouldn't have been there. Y'all, for real, if y'all don't laugh, the Bible say laughter is like medicine for your soul, baby. Y'all better learn how to laugh. Real talk though, for real, you should not be put in a situation or in a predicament that anything stresses you out and it overwhelms you to the point that your mental stability is shaken. You should not do that. And if nobody understands that, and I'm not talking about just natural, don't do anything, don't go anywhere. That's not what I'm saying. If it puts your mental stability at a place that you're not thinking sanely, you can't engage because it's not healthy for you. And we're trying to live beyond just living. We're trying to have healthy lives. We're trying to have exciting lives. I want to be at this age and stage in my life to have that type of life that says, you know what, this is what I want to do today, and I'm about to go do it. Yeah.
I can't wait.
So Carter, you got good timing, girl. You got good timing. If I knew half of what you know at that age right there, baby, situations would have never been written. I mean, would have never made it into the hands of a publisher because I would have thought differently. Like I would have, I say this all the time on my workout journey that had I known back then what I know now about working out and eating right, man, I probably would be in physical fitness because y'all don't go tell my trainer this. If she listens, I'm going to deny it. That I actually like working out. Even when it hurts, I love working out because I love seeing what it has, the accomplishments or the goals. I love achieving the goals, right? And when I see them taking form, I'm like, oh, wait, we doing arms today, girl? Because I see a little muscle getting cut up over here, right? But had I known that early on, that I would enjoy that early on, or that this would be my end all be all, man, I would have done that so many years ago. Don't wait to live your life today until it's too late.
Right.
Don't do that.
Baby, it's time to live your best life.
It is. It is.
So I live that best life. I don't care where it take me. Who it take me to.
Yeah.
Who it make mad. I'm going to live that best life now. Because I don't care.
Yeah.
I'm trying to live for me.
And that's all you can live for. That's all you can live for. I remember, and I tell this often, I remember how I would go to restaurants and would be scared to drink a glass of wine because I don't know who's going to walk in. I was a preacher. I was a pastor. Like, they gonna see me drinking this glass of wine. I'd be like, can you put it in the coffee mug? And can you put it in a styrofoam cup and give me the clear straw? Don't give me the black straw. You know, I had all the codes when I would go in, but I read the Bible. The Bible says wine is like, it's good for your stomach. Why do we put these type of things in legalism and bondage? Because that's what it is. Why do we put legalism and bondage on people that God never said? He never told us that. He said don't get drunk. But he ain't say you couldn't have a glass of wine. He didn't say you couldn't enjoy life. He didn't say you couldn't enjoy a little R&B music. No, we have misinterpreted this thing, this book, this good book that I love so dearly. We have misinterpreted it and made people live lives that we felt we were convicted from. Right? I'm gonna turn it back over to Quality in one second. I remember I used to eat cornstarch, y'all. And I had a bad, girl, don't judge me. I had a very bad addiction to cornstarch. Like back in the day when I was a kid, they used to be in the little rock form. We used to just eat out the box and just keep picking it up. Well, they made it all powder because it ain't supposed to be edible. It's supposed to be for your gravy. So they made it like powdered so they can just stir it up in there, or for your laundries, and they made it powder so it can be easier to dilute, right? But anywho, I had an addiction to it, and I was eating about a box a day. I would put a straw in that sucker, and I would just sit there and suck.
No,
this is almost embarrassing, right? But I would just sit there and I would suck the cornstarch out of the box consistently, and then I heard God say to me, "If you don't stop, you're gonna die." And cornstarch is not. It's not like. Well, I guess it can clog your arteries. So let me take that back. I don't want to say it's not dangerous. It can clog your arteries. So because it's a thickening agent for your gravy, it can get in your arteries, clog your arteries, and cause it to thicken up, and your blood can't travel through. So it can be dangerous. But the Lord told me specifically, if you don't stop, you'll die. And I had another cousin who ate cornstarch. And so when I got to her house and she was eating cornstarch, I remember the Lord saying, you can't eat that, you'll die. But I didn't give her that word. Why didn't I give her that word? Because the word wasn't for her. That word was for me, to tell me, because that stuff had controlled my life. I wouldn't get in my car without it. I wouldn't go to work without it. It had controlled my life. And God said, if you don't stop, you will die. Why am I using that story today? Because we have the things that are that we get a conviction from ourselves. We try to give that on to everybody else and say, oh, you better do that. God said don't do that. No, he didn't. He told you don't do that. And obedience is better than sacrifice for you on that word. That word didn't have anything to do with them. Take what God says to you and make that relevant in your life, but don't try to pass that off to everybody else as the Bible. Right. I don't do that. Don't do that. That make me mad. Go get y'all some healing up in this place. Y'all got to free y'all minds and stop making everybody else feel like they got to live the way that you live. Just like if they tell you in church and y'all church say y'all don't wear no pants and you wear skirts all the time. Don't go tell everybody else they wear pants that they ain't saved because they don't wear skirts. Don't do that.
I'm step up my pants. Do you hear me? All of them.
Yes, indeed. So let us live our lives, y'all, for real. Don't inflict your trauma on everybody else because you were convicted by something. And whatever you say no to mean you're no. Do that.
Yeah. You said earlier. Dang it, darn it, I just had it. But basically, what I got from you earlier was, you know how we were talking about, we'll sit in the back sometimes with me and our mom, stuff like that.
Girl, yeah, let me say this real quick, because my apostle on this phone, you know how you want to just sit in church and don't want to do nothing, you want to sit in the back, and you don't want to do nothing, you just want to listen to the word, okay, I just want to say that, and I want to be petty, because I hope you heard me. Okay, go ahead, finish. Hey, Apostle Bobby.
But the next thing we were talking about is like how sometimes we don't be wanting to tell people no. I was going to ask you, why is it sometimes that we don't feel like we can be honest with people of saying no?
Most times it's because of the way other people have made us feel. I don't think it has anything to do with how we feel that we can't say no to people. I think it's because people make you feel a certain way when you say you can't show up at their event. When you say, I don't want to do this, they make you feel a certain way and they try to put that guilt trip on you. But listen, y'all better free y'all minds. Listen, do not let these people put anything on you. If that's not in you to do, if God said no, you better say no and check your spirit. I have really had to learn this, Aquana, for real, that it's okay for me to not have an entourage around me.
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah. I am so used to I'm everybody's mama, everybody's godmama, everybody's nana, and I was so used to when I came home, I would cook every day because I knew my cooking drew them to me.
Yeah.
And they was good. And they, well, it is good, you know. Y'all tell my apostle that too, because he don't know. He said he could care less. Whatever. But I would cook because I knew that it would draw everybody to my house. And like my grandmother used to do. I think I got that from her. We can just cook and just sit and watch everybody eat and be like, you like that, girl? That's good. Let me get you some more. Yeah. But that's that old spirit in me. But it also was probably, I ain't gonna say probably, girl, loose here. Go ahead on and shame the devil and get yourself healed from this. It probably was a control mechanism. Not probably, it was. Because I hadn't learned how to be by myself. Baby, I'm finna help myself up in here today. I hadn't learned how to be alone. Not lonely. Yeah. I hadn't learned how to be alone. And any moment alone, I didn't feel was good for me and I didn't like it. So I'll cook and I'll text everybody, hey, I'm cooking chicken, I'm cooking mac, I'm cooking greens, I'm cooking cornbread. And they'll be like, okay, I'll be over there. Because I didn't want to be by myself. Babe, I just liberated myself today. Listen here, I did it in actions a while ago. I've been stopped all that cooking, but speaking it right now has just liberated me. I stopped controlling people with my food to get them to be in good company. Lord Jesus, baby, let me go and drink on this one, honey. Here, tools to you.
The food, and you know what's crazy that you said that, because I literally had that moment today, like, even though my husband's at work, stuff like that, I'm just like, oh yeah, just me being in the house, trying to get stuff together for my business and stuff. I'm just like, okay, yeah, you know, I'm texting him, yeah, when you get out, I think we need to go to Sam's, I think we need to do this, I think we need to do that. I had to really look at myself and like, Saquana, you need to get yourself together, because I had felt like for a moment, a few hours, I was like, okay, this is a little odd. Like, yeah, I sat outside, yeah, I read my book, like, after I got done, I was kind of like,
what I'm gonna do now?
Yeah, and I'm so used to him being around, or my family members being around, that like, it kind of took me aback. So like, you saying that really kind of spoke to me, because that was me today. And I'm like, all right, let me tell them we need to go to Sam's. We got some stuff to do. But it's just because I have not been used to being by myself.
Yeah.
And I'm taking the baby steps of being by myself. So the time when it feels uneasy that I'm by myself, I'm like, oh girl, hold on. Well, let me text somebody, because somebody will ask me today and give me today, because I need to do something. This just seems too much right here being by myself. But when you become aware, you don't realize that you're doing it, and then like you're mentioning it, and it's like, oh, that really hit me today.
Yeah.
Okay, now when I see myself do that again, now what do I do?
Mm-hmm.
Do I put my phone down, because I know that's what I'm going to instantly go to, or do I just calm myself down and be like, all right, girl, you know, it's okay to be by yourself. What else we going to do? Or just sit down and just keep looking outside. I guess I don't know, but I guess I'm really learning that. But you said that really got it. That was me. Like, baby, we need to go to the Sunday when you get off work. I want to go to the furniture store, go look at most of it. You know, I got to decorate some of this, some of that.
Yeah, and he probably was over there thinking like, oh Lord, Shaquana gonna want to go. But real talk, I think I had to. You know, my apartment is big, and it's just me, y'all. Yeah. I really don't need this much space. Y'all pray for me. Don't pray for me. Forget it. I don't want no help. But I had learned when I first got here, I didn't even then know how to be by myself. Like, y'all gonna see it in my book. I mean, I was married several times, so I was accustomed to having somebody with me. Now I have not gotten past this point, like even in my bed, like I got a lot of pillows on my bed, y'all. So I take all of my pillows from my side and I line them up on the other side, like in a line, like because I need to feel like somebody is with me. Those are single folk problems. Don't pray for me. I don't want no help. But when I get off work now, the peace that I have knowing that I'm coming home to a peaceful home. Yeah. I ain't waiting on nobody. Look, I cook meal prep on Sundays for the week, so I ain't got to go and figure out what nobody got to eat, but I want to eat. I already know it's in the containers. Grab you one, warm it up, and sit here, and I just go to sleep in the living room until I feel like getting up, going into bed. It has become the best rewarding feeling ever that I have let go of the control, Lord, I'm saying this out loud, of having the need to have somebody around. Yeah. Let me see what the people saying over here. What the people saying? I hear you, Apostle. Listen, that's been me all up and down. You learn to be happy with me. No, ma'am. You're gonna ignore you. Hello, Minister Tracy. Apostle, I already spoke to you, and yes, I am petty. Okay, I'm not going to talk to y'all anymore. Y'all trying to call me out, and I'm trying to get myself some healing up in this place. I am trying to get healed. Listen. This show, it really for real. I get liberated every time I do this show. This was the purpose of me creating Refocus, was not to create a group for me to help people. I was creating a group for me to release the trauma so that I can get healed. In turn, it ended up helping others as well. And every time we do this show, God shows me something about me. Like, who would have ever thought that I was using my food to control these babies? Y'all, if y'all listen to me, I'm sorry. Now, y'all did eat for free and didn't clean up nothing, but I'm sorry I was controlling y'all with my food. I'm sorry.
She got that touchiness.
Yeah. Listen, let me see. I wanted to say one more thing. Don't compromise your convictions. Don't compromise your conviction with your convictions. Don't compromise with your convictions. If you are convicted to do something, if you are convicted to walk away, some people have been, this is going to be a good one. Some people have been in the churches that they are in right now because they don't want to walk away because mama and them went there, Medea and them went there, big mama and them went there, so my whole family went here. Even though I ain't getting fed, I'm just going to be here. Stop compromising your convictions. If you need more, move out. Go get you something. Go get you more. Go get what you need. If what you need is not where you are, then that is not where you are supposed to be. Right. I say it again until Jesus come back. If what you need is not where you are, when where you are is not where you're supposed to be. Do not compromise your convictions. This is about your own soul. This is about your own being healed and whole. This is about your own life and your own stability. You owe it to you. You owe it to the little girl and the little boy on the inside of you. Because most of the times, most of the traumas that we deal with, we're dealing with things from our youth that we never dealt with. And now as an adult, we're still faced with those things. I never would have had the amount of marriages I had I known my father before I turned 18. Never. I don't care. I go to my grave saying that. Never had I had my daddy in my life as my father to show me how a man, this is so important on how to treat your daughters, how a man should treat their women. I never would have had the amount of marriages or engagements. Hell, I've had about 8 rings. That's so stupid. Who says that? Let me drink some wine. So, Kwame, go ahead and tell us a little bit of how we can get in contact.
She is always nice, but I love y'all. I love her. But to stay in contact with me, I do have a podcast called Quantum Talks. It's QWANNA. Really Talks. It's on Spotify, Apple Music, anywhere that they have them, I'm there. Also, my business, Crown Royalty. You can also follow me at Quantum Real on Instagram and Quantum Williams on Facebook, because the podcasts are rolling back out. And it's crazy that this conversation is very similar to the podcast that I just recorded on yesterday. So look how God does things like that. Like, I'm healing myself, and I love that Miss Alicia is definitely, that she has this group, that she is not willing to be afraid, that she is very transparent, because it has shown me that I can be transparent. Because sometimes, even as young as I am and as quick as I am to say no, I do still get afraid sometimes. Like, okay, let me think, what's people gonna say, what's this and what's that? But I'm learning, and seeing somebody else going through their own journey is giving me inspiration for my journey to say, it's okay to be real. I mean, my Instagram name now is Quantum Real, so I'm gonna need to be real about it. And I just appreciate that you're doing this. I appreciate you stepping out in your purpose. I appreciate you creating this group, this safe space as well, to even talk and discuss these things. And you just being you. So many times, like you say, you're that for everybody else, but you're finally getting to know you. You're finally learning you. We are finally seeing the true and real you. And that's what makes you that's what makes people attracted to you. That's what makes people want to continue to know more and gain that information from you, because you are just real. And you finally get into a point where you want to be real. You don't care what nobody else thinks. And I love that about you.
All right, y'all, follow her. Go to her candle page. And look, those candles are amazing. I need to order some more, by the way. But go order her candles. Go listen to her podcast. Go follow her on Instagram and Facebook. Get with your girl, because, listen, she gonna be somebody for real, y'all. But listen, it has been a pleasure. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. And y'all know, if you haven't bought your books, what y'all waiting on? www.FeliciaLynette.net. Go on, get your books. Show up on Saturday, March 5th from 2 to 4 at 3209 Greenfield. Lord Jesus, Lord, I need to remember this address, but I think it's Greenfield, 3209 Greenfield in Pearl, Mississippi at Rehoboth International Church. Y'all, check us out on Sunday mornings at 9 o'clock. It ain't a thing y'all can do about it, because I love y'all. I love y'all to life, and ain't nothing you can do about it. But y'all do me a favor. Y'all go and get yourself some healing, all right? Because I believe I will. Toodles. Thank you so much for joining us tonight for another topic with Let's Talk About Healing. This is your girl, Felicia Lynette Refocus, and it has been amazing sitting with you on tonight. Listen, don't forget, we're live every Tuesday at 7:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. Join us. Don't meet us here, beat us here. Be ready with your pen and paper. But do me a favor. In the meantime, go on and get yourself some healing. I believe I will.